Hi friends, welcome back to week 2 of our August blog class. I'm Chris.
I'm Shannon.
And we're so excited. Today we're going to work on pages 2, 3, and 4. So cute. You're going to love them. Just so y'all know, 9 weeks till Shannon's wedding. Well, who's counting, right?
I am.
Okay, I'm going to show you Tara's photos before we get started and kind of just give you a picture of the pages just to get a feel for what we're going to do today. So I'm going to have the camera come in closer and I'll show you these pages. This is page 2, and if you can see that cute photo of Tara and her husband and her daughter, they are sitting at a table and there's a teapot and little teacups and there's a tiered dessert tray with all kinds of little pastries on it. It's the cutest little restaurant. And then on page 3, this is the waitress and she's serving her little girl a cup of tea. We've got all kinds. We're going to make this fun little banner here with the little clothespins. And then page 4, it's got all kinds of fun layers. And then there's a picture of her daughter holding her teacup. So cute. I love the photos in this book. They're amazing. So we'll go ahead and get started with page 2. Okay, we're going to start with page 2. So I'm just going to flip that over and make sure your holes are over there on the right. So first of all, we're going to use the cutout. This is where we carefully cut out our flower. So from the back side, you're going to cut out the Eiffel Tower right there. And that's going to be our first piece we're going to stick on.
Okay.
And you're just going to center it. Centered from left and right and centered from top to bottom. And then on your rub-ons, you want to take this birdhouse that's on the top right and put that on a piece of the white Marie, the Little Miss Marie, and then fussy cut that out. We're going to be using that, so that's just a piece for you to do. Okay, the next thing we're going to go on page 2 are some doilies, just a little stack number of 2 or 3, and those are just going to go over here on the left.
Do I need to pre-fluff them, or are we just waiting
No.
until...
Yeah, I think just as people look through it and they kind of open and separate, it kind of adds to the character.
Okay.
Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use Noteworthy, this little guy right here, and sand around his edges. And then with the paper Little Miss Hannah, right across her legs, there's a little banner that says "You Are Beautiful." We're going to cut that out and put that right on top of the piece of Noteworthy.
Well, Miss Hannah was named after Ray's sister.
Aw. Ray and Shannon are the ones that did Little Miss. So, Little Miss Marie is Shannon's middle name, and Hannah is Ray's sister. Okay, that's going to go bottom right and just kind of bump it up against the corner here. So you just barely have a little bit of an edge. Perfect. And that one is pop dotted up, and then you're also going to pop dot the little banner that says "You Are Beautiful" on top right here in this pink spot. And then also you're going to want to add pop dots onto the birdhouse that you cut out, because it is also going to have dimension. We've got lots of dimension in this book, and it just adds so much to it. Now this, you're going to tuck your picture under there, so if you want to leave a little bit of that without adhesive, you can do that. If not, you'll be able to easily lift it up and add your photo. And then your birdhouse is going to go right over here, kind of on and off of that doily. And then all we have left is the dimensional stickers. I'm actually going to use this guy and this guy and this guy and place them and give us our little visual triangle on our page. And then while she's doing that, I'll show you here where she added her photo. So it just kind of tucks in right there with everything. So if you're wanting to wait, you could leave those open, because I think you could put a bigger picture or a smaller picture depending on what you have. So the layered dimensional stickers just add so much
more, and they go so perfectly with the way she uses Pop Dots and the dimension in this album.
Love it.
You should serve tea at your wedding. So we can take pictures and put them in this album.
No, I'm going to do a vintage circus theme. So we're going to have like a popcorn machine and cotton candy machine and like some old like, one of the colors are like red and like a light aqua, and I think it'll be fun.
Awesome. That'll be gorgeous.
So it won't quite fit the theme, having a tea party.
All right.
Sorry, Chris.
That's all right. We'll find somewhere else to have a tea party. Okay, on the next page, so 3 and 4, we're going to do, so this is page 3. Let's flip over to page 4 because we're going to cover it. This is not what it actually looks like. So you're going to use Little Miss Jamaica, and this side with the stripe, put it on and trace around it, and then cut that out and adhere it. Or you can just glue this on and then sand the edges till you get it off.
I love that technique. It makes it so much easier.
So tell them again, so in case they...
So you just adhere it on, and then like you get your nail file or whatever you want to use and just like rub it against, like pretty, you gotta press pretty hard, but it just
until it
comes
gets
right
weak,
off,
and then
and you just can pull it off, and it makes this nice edge.
And I
so
think
easy,
also
it's right on the.
It does something to the adhesive too, because it always makes it adhere better when you sand it off. Have you ever
Maybe just
noticed
the pressure?
that? Yeah, just the pressure. I don't know if it pressures it together or if it's the dust that. But it seems like it stays on better when you sand it off. So
I like
cover that page, and then we're going to go back and work on this page, which is 3. Okay, so on page 3, the first thing we're going to do is use our giant doily, and we're going to put it kind of to the left and centered. Left, on the left and right, and then centered top to bottom. And then you are going to want a 4-inch either circle punch, or you can use your circle cutter, but we are going to cut a circle out of Little Miss Allie that's 4 inches. And then you're going to use your edger and edge around it. And it's going to go right in the center of your doily. And I think, yeah, it kind of goes right in the center.
Just in the middle?
Yep.
Have to have the words facing up.
Yes. And it covers up, so, okay.
So really I don't have to be picky.
Yeah, but, you know, we are picky. All right, next, out of your noteworthy, you want the big birdhouse. And that's going to just kind of go over the left side of your circle. And also, at any point, you can make sure you punch holes where we covered, right there. So punch your holes as well.
So is it covering this completely, or?
No, you want it to go over on the left, yeah, so you leave that up. Let me show you how she has it with the photo. So it covers half the birdhouse, but you can still see your circle and your doily. So we're going to do it without that photo, but if you want, just leave this stuff so that you can tuck under. Alright, so next we are going to put on the pearls, and they're going to go right across the bottom, and they are
These pearls.
use Pop Dots on them.
I'm looking for our pearls that are in the jewels.
Oh, no, the line of pearls out of our Noteworthy, which I know we said it last week, but I just have to say it again. Noteworthy are the best.
They really are.
Did you see the cards that Robbie made on the blog last Thursday with the Noteworthy?
So cute.
They were so cute and just so quick. After you get the pearls on, you want to get out your Sweet Girl sticker. And there's this sticker that looks like this, Isn't She Lovely? We're actually going to cut out the Isn't She Lovely. And then we're going to put it on Pop Dots, and we're going to stick it on this page. And we also are going to use a layered sticker, which is on your largest pink teacup, and we're going to cover this so that it gives that dimension.
Nice.
Right there. And then while she's doing that, I'm going to give you the dimensions that we're going to cut the little flags that go across our banner on this page. So if you feel comfortable doing it, you can just cut out sizes that, you know, doesn't really matter. If you don't, I will give you some exact sizes. Alright, now we're going to make our little flags that are for our banner. And let me tell you the sizes that you need. You're going to need 2 pieces that are 1 1/8 by 1 3/4, 1 1/8 by 1 3/4, and then another one that is 1 inch by 1 1/4. So I'll put those measurements below the video so you'll have them. But let me show you. On the flags, to get your peak, you fold it in half. When you start at the point and go up.
Don't do it like I did, and it turns out like this.
She started in the center and cut. So
don't do it my way.
just that's just a little hint. Start at the points, and you'll get your flags. Now on these, let me show you the back side. We did double pop dots because you want room for your clothespin to go in there. So, and then leave the center open. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually put the flags on the page, then adhere the string, then add our clothespins. So, we'll just hurry and do that. It's just the easiest way to do it rather than try and make the flag off of the page, glue it all together, and then get it to lay right. It just is simpler if you just do it right on there. So now we'll just take a little stream of liquid glue, go right across the top, and you guys, I still don't have anywhere in Utah that sells the Helmer's 450, and I struggle with ordering stuff online. So I'm still putting a shout out to Helmer's to find someone in Utah to sell their 450. Now here again we're leaving, you know, where we don't have a photo. So I'm going to show you again where she puts her photo. So you can just tuck it under the pearls, under the flags. Okay, so she's got that on. Maybe, yeah, do your clothespins and then you can trim off. Oh, it's so cute.
I don't know why miniature things just like, they're so much better than normal size things.
I know, they just make you happy.
I always like at the store, I always go by the little travel section so I can look at the little mini toothpastes and I don't know, I'm weird.
No, I totally agree. Things are better in mini. Even like Halloween candy, mini candy bars.
Yes, so much better.
And you can eat 7 and you feel fine because they're mini.
Exactly.
Who cares that it was 3 king-size bars? Okay, and yeah, then just trim those off. Look how cute that page is. Oh, I hope you guys are loving this as much as I am. I just love the dimension. Love all the layers.
So
love the
cute.
doilies. It's adorable. Even if you didn't have pictures on it, you could totally just sit it out in your house. People look at it.
Yeah, just a decoration then.
Yes. All right, we're going to flip over and do the last page for today, which is equally as adorable. So just make sure that your holes are on the right so that it's not upside down. And the first thing we are going to start with is a doily, and it's going to go top left corner. And
Looks like you glimmer misted this one a little bit.
I did. I don't think I was supposed to, but
it's just a
it's
practice.
what's here, so this part will get covered up. It's just a practice one, but adds a little something to it, right?
A little character.
Okay, so after we put the doily on,
Top left?
yes, top left. And yeah, the majority of that's going to be covered up anyway. Okay, so we want this big piece of chipboard. And let's just talk about the chipboard for a minute. Apparently, there was an oversight and we didn't put chipboard on this list. Oops, there's our cute little girl. But you do need the 12 by 12 chipboard. And we looked online, and A Cherry on Top and Scrapbook.com both have this in stock. So you can still get the 12 by 12 chipboard. And thanks to Grandma Gigi, we know that you can get the petals at A Cherry on Top as well.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, Grammy Gigi.
I know, she takes
love
care
her.
of us. We love her. If she's ever in Utah, she's going to totally be on a video. Okay, so this one, we're going to start so that you want to start it over here on your left, and then you're actually going to just cut it even with this. Okay. And then this little piece is going to go on top right here. Okay, so once you have that on, you're going to have to punch your second hole because this is going to actually cover it. So punch that hole again, and then we'll show you that we're just going to cut it off even with the chipboard. Can you get it? Is that something stuck in there?
Yeah.
You might have to kind of maneuver a little bit to get it in and around. Can you get there?
I'm just a little impaired.
You're going to need a pretty good hole punch. Your Crop-A-Dile would probably work great because it's chipboard we're going through. Did that work?
Sort of.
Well, once you get the ring in there and everything, it'll be just fine. Don't stress. We never stress. I think little rips and tears in this kind of an album where it's so shabby just adds character to it. That's all right. Just cut that off. So right here on the back, oh, there she goes. And that's okay.
It's fine, it's fine.
Okay, so right here on the back, just cut right along so it's even with the page. Okay, so now this piece will go here. Actually, let's go in a little so we don't have to punch the hole again. Okay, so that piece will go on there. You can go ahead and put that piece on. I'm going to give you a fussy cutting job for this page. And it is on your combo sticker. There is this green bracket that has this birdhouse on it. We're actually going to fussy cut the top part of that birdhouse out. It's going to be on this page. So that is a little fussy cutting job for you to do. Next on here, we're going to add these 2 flowers. So on this page, we're going to use 4 flowers. So you'll use a big one, the ones with the pointy edges, and then the 2 pink rounder ones. So we're going to use these 2 first. Your big one is going to go over here on this side, and your little one's going to go right on top of that peak.
Okay. Right about there?
Yep.
Alright.
So next we're going to do the photo mat, and that is made out of the Little Miss Lizzie, the back side of it. So there's that paper, and the back side is the dots. And it is 4.5 by 3.5. And on this piece, where we've got the chipboard down here that's given it dimension, we're going to put some foam squares on the top side so that when we lay it down, it's all dimensional and doesn't flop. So 4.5 by 3.5 with foam squares on the top of that. I'll go on there. And that is going to go maybe almost halfway across this big flower on the left side. And that should just put your other side in line. Alright, now over here on the right, we're going to add the rounded flower on top of this flower, maybe down a little bit. And then the teapot chipboard is going to go right in the center of that flower.
Down a little bit?
Yeah, just down so it kind of layers over the other flower that we have. Okay. And then behind those, because we've got pink on pink, you're good, you could put that on there. Because we've got pink on pink, we're going to use the little birdhouse that we fussy cut out of our combo sticker, and we're just going to tuck it behind these flowers. And you want to use foam on that as well, so that it pops up a little bit. And actually, it looks like Tara's put it between the 2 flowers, so it kind of separates them. So either way, you can go under or between, whatever's easier. There are no mistakes.
Let's go between.
All right.
Why not?
It just sticks right up there. Look how cute he is. Okay, now over on the left, you're gonna give that a little bit of adhesive. Perfect. Over here on the left, there's a green flourish on your 12 by 12 chipboard, and you're gonna want to put that along this left side and kind of hanging off over there. Yep, just like that. And then with our Country Garden brads. There's another brad that has text. Put that through your last rounded flower. And give that flower some foam squares because we want it to pop up above this flourish. And it's just going to kind of nest in here where there's that scoop. So just maybe do your brad flat. Yeah, and then foam it around that. Yeah, perfect. Stick that guy on there so he kind of pokes up. Oh, cute.
Just fluff him up a little bit.
Fluff him. And if you have inks and sprays and you want to add, by all means, add to this, shabby it up, make it yours. And the last thing we're going to do is off of our Sweet Girls, we're going to get this Pretty in Pink. And actually, I'm going to show you. Tara, when she cut out Isn't It Lovely, and she had these pieces left here, she layered hers on that. You probably can't see that. So she used that little piece that was cut off from Isn't She Lovely? But I forgot to tell you to keep those. So I just backed this on a scrap I had, which is green. So you have a couple choices there. And you could back it on any color you want, really. And hers is actually on top of her photo, so if you would like to wait till you have a photo and put it on top, you can. There's the other sticker she has right behind there. And if not, you could add it now. I'm going to tell you what I do. I usually put the whole book together when I'm doing a class, and then I use undo and undo things. But I like to have it all put together so that I know where everything goes.
Who came up with undo? Because it is the best
Brilliant.
product ever.
Brilliant. Did you know that at one point they stopped selling it?
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
And I don't know, because of the fumes or something. They couldn't ship it right. And I heard about it and I was in this panic. So I literally was driving across the Wasatch Front from store to store, buying up all the undo, which, mind you, I still have a supply of. But they sell it again now, so.
Oh, wow.
But I was so panicked that I wasn't going to be able to get undo that I went from store to store. Okay, that is it for today. We did 2, 3, and now 4. And then your photo is just going to fit right on top of there. So that's all today, ladies. So we will see you next week.
When there will be 8 weeks left.
Yes!
Till my wedding.
Till our wedding, yay! So we'll hear how the wedding plans are going next week. And we will talk to you all later.